afternoon. Welcome to the Gooner booth. Match reaction: Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Comfortable performance in the end. We're going to get into it. But yeah, I think my initial analysis on the game was first 15 minutes a little bit slow. Took a while to get going, but my God, did we look slick at times in the game, and it's I was quite impressed today. I mean, the first 15 minutes I was going, oh God, we're taking our time and getting going. But when we did get going, it was a really good match and really entertaining football for once. So let's just keep that going. But what was your initial thoughts on the game, Wayne?
Yeah, of what I could talk. And firstly, mate, good afternoon. I know, obviously, telling by your demeanour, you're quite an happy lad. So I did play 3-0. So
you know, 3-0, yeah.
I mean, I'll put the lottery on tonight. So keep your fingers crossed for me, matey. But yeah, no, that silly jokes aside, are not even funny. I was impressed with what I saw, and obviously you can fill in the blanks for me because I was working today. I saw the first 30 to 35 minutes, and then I missed, gutted, because I'm going to skip ahead of what I was going to say. But that I've seen it not long ago. The Eze assist to Gyökeres, that is going to happen a hell of a lot of time this season. That is enough to feed the fan base. That ridiculous, great, just first time, Bosch. That's what you get on the left hand side. Gyökeres is going to give you that.
You've got a striker as well. That's what you get.
Did you notice as much as sorry to cut you off there, Tone, and please keep that fault. But did you notice when Gyökeres went off, and there was times when we were on an attack and we're like, "Where's our number 9?" Gyökeres just makes you realise that's what number 9 is. So sorry, Tone, you crack on with that. But
I think just to top that, the whole game, he didn't see a lot of Gyökeres. I must admit, he weren't involved in a lot of the play. There was moments where he done stuff where he was like, "Oh no, don't do that." He come into midfield and then dropped off. There was a moment where he dropped into midfield, laid an absolute brilliant pass off to Eze, and there was no one in the box because he was in the midfield laying that pass off. And it's just like there was moments in the game where you're like, but I think he was trying to get involved. He was desperate to get involved in the game. But when he did, when Eze had that ball straight across, tap in 2-0. That's what we want this season. That's what we want. We want that number 9 there. And when Gyökeres went off the pitch, there was a moment where Timber whipped the ball in. Declan Rice just missed it. But I mean, fairness to Declan Rice, I think he didn't see it till late. But my first thought was number 9 there. Would he have read that a bit better? So, I thought Gyökeres he done all right. He done his job right. We say about he's not a great footballer. He's not this, not that. Right? Haaland's not a great footballer, but he's there when it matters. So, and he was there when it matters. He was there, ready to go. So, kudos to him. He's got his goal. But yeah, Zubimendi, what a goal! I mean, it took a deflection, but the technique when that ball was coming at him, 9 times out of 10 they're hitting the stands. But the technique, and you had the cheek 5 minutes later to nearly do it again.
Yeah.
So I thought he'd done all right today. It was good in the midfield. My initial thoughts though, when the first 11 come out, and you had the same feelings on our WhatsApp chat, was dropping Declan Rice out and putting Merino in. That was a little bit worrying for me. I understand it, but Declan Rice is obviously a fan favourite. So I was looking at going, that's a little bit of a gamble. But it worked out well in the end. Merino, I think Merino was probably put in just to cover the sort of a second striker to back up for Gyökeres. I think Arteta got it spot on there. We had most of the ball. We knew that anyway, that Nottingham Forest wouldn't have much possession. So yeah, I was impressed with Zubimendi today. He done all right. I still have that worry over him in the big games. I think City next weekend is going to be a test for him in that midfield. But the boy, he's got his goals. The header as well. How the hell did he jump that high? Very, very clever. So, but yeah, overall, comfortable performance. Forest. One thing that I will say about Forest, that Morello at centre half, if he doesn't get injured, I don't think we get a sniff. Yes, we might nick it 2-0. But what?
I'm not going to step on your
him.
thing. I'm not going to step on your thing, mate. What a beast! What an absolute beast! I knew you'd say that because listen, I'm not a mystic meg at all. I'm just a normal gooner, you know. I said to myself, I said we're going to win this game now. I know he was 1-0 up, but the moment he went off, I thought they're going to open up a bit, you know, because I think if he stays on, that game is going to be a 1-0 slog. He's an absolute beast of a defender, Tone, and we apparently don't. Again, I'm not Mystic Meg, but there was rumours online and other people saying that we was actually looking at him. Obviously, we don't need him because I think he's a left-sided defender. I think our defence today, Tone, the options we've got once Saliba's back, it's ridiculous. So obviously we don't need him, but what a beast, Tone! Jesus, what a beast!
Yeah. No, I mean, talking of defensive performances, Mascara again. He's got to get a shout. He didn't get man of the match. Zubimendi got it, rightfully so with his goals and stuff. But he's got to be. He must have been in for a shout for man of the match day. He was absolutely brilliant. There was a moment in the game in the second half where I think there was a little bit of confusion at the back, and literally, I think Chris Wood thought we had a tap in, and he literally come in and just nicked the ball back. So I think him and Gabriel had a bit of confusion, and he recovered well and defended it. I think our back four played well today, all the way across the line. I think Timber had a brilliant game going forward. He's got a good little relationship going with Madueke on that right hand side. Madueke for me, he was brilliant. He was good, but I thought he overrun it on occasion. I think there was moments where I think there was occasions where it was going down the byline and he overrun it for me. We got corners and that stuff out of it, but there was a few moments where I think he done a little bit too much. Maybe he was trying a bit too hard, but fair play to him. He had is it Morato? I think they're left back. He's not actually he was a centre back. I think there was a moment in the game where obviously when Morello got injured and he got shifted into centre half. I bet that absolutely made his day because he was getting absolutely roasted out there. Yeah. So, but yeah, good performance. Not a lot to say really. I think we can be happy with that performance. You know, 3-0 witness. We want these home. I said yesterday, you want these home games to be. We need to be dominating these home games and getting 3 points, and getting on the score sheet. Yeah, we should be dropping points in these sort of games, and it's a good day at the office.
Yeah. No, that's it, Tone, and to Garnet as well. I think that's one thing. I know, obviously, as yourself. For me personally, the only reason I watched England was the fact that we had 4 England boys in there. The fact that Saka's not fit. The fact that 1 year he's obviously still not sort of like being picked for the top. I think if he carries on in his the few years time or maybe a year time, with Erdegaard. I mean, again, that injury, you're frustrated. But I think this is his time to have a go, Tone. Let the kid have a go. And I think he'll be in the England team. But my point being is I watched England because the England boys are there. Madueke played brilliant. It was really good in both games. And the problem, what it is with him, that goal against Serbia was fantastic. He needs more moments like that. He needs to improve that. As Thomas Tuchel said, whether you agree with him or not, whether you like him or not, he talked sense in this fact that he said that Madueke needs to add that to his game. And obviously Chelsea fans may come on here to not so much our channel at the moment, but in the future we hope you come on. If you want to say something, well, me and Tony will say so. We'll comment with you guys. But Chelsea fans are saying, they're obviously going, oh, you know what, it's his end product. That is what, as you just alluded to. Fantastic, and some moments and actions you've gone actually, like where you go, he's the polar opposite. He plays a different position, Time, but he's the polar opposite of what Gyökeres. His touch, his ability to take players on is better than Gyökeres, but Gyökeres has got that end game. Do you know what I mean? Madueke has got everything in the lead up, touches, does the right thing, and hasn't got an end game yet. Obviously, finding that perfect winger is not always going to be available to anybody, but I think Madueke is really sort of showing what he's got. Just add that, if he adds goals and assists to his games, it's game over. You know what I mean? It's like literally, you know, and that's what I said in our preview and previous videos about dropping him straight away for Saka. Saka is a worldie on his day, and we know that. We love Saka. He's an Arsenal boy. But let's not ruin Madueke's confidence, because you need him to be in this form. And then all Arteta needs to do to finish coaching him is to get him on that end product time, the assists, the goals. You know, let's get it on it. Look at as I say, as a sort of like straight in the first half, bang. You know, if Madueke can he takes the players on, and it's that end thing, like, you know, you're like, this is brilliant. He needs to finish. The end product needs to get there, Tone. And I think you've got a player on your hands once that happens. Honestly, really have. We've got one there, but he's got to add them goals and assists, Tone.
Yeah, but no, I think Madueke done some good stuff today.
I see, absolutely brilliant, Tone. Yeah,
as I said, I think I agree with what you said. The end product does need to improve slightly. But I think
if we're being picky, sorry, Tone, to interrupt. Sorry, but if you're being picky, that's being picky, guys. Yes. He's been brilliant today. Please don't take away what I'm saying. I'm just saying you've got a player. Once that player gets that in game sorted, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, it was what I saw. Tone wasn't interrupted. Brilliant, matey. And there's a lot to be excited about with that team. And I want to add before I pass it back to you, Tone. Sorry, have a look at that team today, mate. And that team didn't have Saliba, Rice, and Saka in it. And then we lost Odegaard early on, right? But you got your four fundamental players that are the pillar of this project and what Arteta was trying to do, and they're not even on the pitch. We didn't even have Havertz on the pitch, yeah. And before I pass it over, before I've forgotten, it gets lost in what we're discussing. I think Trossard proved to me again why I would put him on ahead of Martinelli. Great little dink chip, you know. He's got something to offer. Martinelli needs a moment or two, that boy, because his confidence, I think, is absolutely shot at the moment. You know what I mean? Yeah. And don't get me wrong, he come on the right hand side, Tone, but I think the boy's confidence is shot, and we don't keep bringing him down as fans, because he's going to be vital to what we want to do until we look and go, look, we've got another player in, or whatever we're going to do. Right now, you're an Arsenal player. We'll get behind you. We'll support you. But I think for me, if you've got a choice, say when Saka's back and you've got a Madueke, not saying I want Eze on the bench, but one of them on the bench, you're going to pick him. And then if you've got someone else to look at, you're going to put Trossard on, in my opinion, because I think he's at the moment, Trossard can pull something out of the bag, especially as coming off from the subs bench. And I think Martinelli's got to. So you need, I don't know if he's kind of heads, kind of thinking, am I going? It's World Cup year, I'm not playing, Tone. But I'm not saying a 15, 20-minute cameo is going to do anything. But Trossard does that, he gets involved.
Yeah.
And Martin, and you just think, I don't want to be digging this guy. I'm not digging a guy out for 15-minute cameo, Tone. I'm just saying, that's my point, and it backs it up that Trossard just does that little thing, sets a goal. He's got a goal and assist in him. He could have had a goal. Do you remember? Just quite before the end of the game, the ball was put through to Trossard, and he trying to tuck back in. The defender got back. He could have hit that with his left, but again, but he's open to that. That's two occasions, two actions that tells you at this moment in time, if I'm going to pick between the two, you have to pick Trossard. And I think Martinelli just needs to go. Needs to get older and say, look, any team on any football pitch, Tone, no matter what level you play at, go out there, prove you can do it, and say to the manager, I can play. And I think that's what Martinelli needs to do, mate. So sorry about that, just waffling there. But that's my observation.
We're going to call you Mr. Waffle, I think.
Mr. Waffle, yeah, it's not Wayne. I changed my name to Waffle.
Mr. Waffle is going to be your new name.
Just an observation, no time, but yeah.
No, I agree. It's hard on Martinelli. I genuinely think that it carries on like this because he's probably sitting on the bench watching Eze doing what he was doing today, and probably as a confidence level, you're probably going, I'm not. No matter what I do now, I'm sort of put myself out of favour. Yeah. So I think it's sad to say. I think he's going to be a bit part player now, until January. I reckon on January he'll probably go out on loan somewhere. I reckon just to try and revamp his career and also get in that World Cup squad.
Yeah, that's what he wants. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm happy today. I feel that we need to get back on winning terms. You know, we've got a busy schedule coming up, which means loads of videos, loads of Wayne's waffle coming up.
Mr. Waffle. They love a waffle.
Yeah, good. Well, it's I'm sure everyone loves hearing you talk about our beloved football club. So there's gonna be loads to talk about. But yeah, I think that it's a good day at the office.
Yeah, one thing as well I'd like to say, Tone, I know we're confused, sorry, but as to why that starting lineup, have a look at that as well. Look at Gyökeres as well. As much as I bet you there's fans in there, but fans watching as well, yourself, me included. For about 30 seconds, I'm going, he's taking, because the commentator, didn't he, in TNT went, oh, Arsenal were taking off, whoever it was, sorry, and Rice is coming on for Gyökeres. And you're thinking, they're taking our only striker off. You know, we've got a game against Bilbao. I think it's all about, that's why Rice didn't start, you know. And again, look, Rice, as I've just previously said, I can't keep repeating myself, but again, like Rice didn't play, he come on and we won the game. Saliba wasn't there. Saka is obviously still recovering, but it might be a little bit early for him. It can potentially be Man City. I hope he don't rush him back with a full Madueke's in. But like Madueke, he come off as well, didn't he? We've got the squad now, Tone, and I think Arsenal fans, ourselves included, our friends as well, need to realise, I don't agree with that selection, but there's a reason behind it, you know. And like we said as well, Norgard was with the matchday squad, Tone, but he didn't make the subs bench. So sometimes you may see that he may come on, Tone, and you might be like, oh, hang on a minute, why are you not playing him? It's just we have to use the squad rotation wisely, mate.
And that's one thing that I would say is the one thing I noticed today compared to last season is we've got options now, which is good. You know,
really good, man.
That made me feel good watching it. Going, okay, we've gone big in the summer. 7 signings have come through the door.
8.
And what?
8. Sorry.
8. Oh, 8. Sorry. Yeah. We're forgetting about your favourite man that's come through the door.
He didn't get on today, mate. But
I'm surprised you're not upset about that. You probably are.
Yeah, inside. I can't show it live. So.
Yeah, but yeah, no. I've as I said, I've got nothing more to say. I think my only complaint, I think Mosquera should have got man of the match over Zubimendi.
Yeah,
I think that just goes to show how good everyone was today, and everyone had their moments. So, on that, that's a good segue into player ratings. Let's go through it.
Yeah.
Let's start off with Raya.
Yeah. Nothing to do. I'd say, you know what, when you've got a win, if it's a kind of a draw or a defeat, you might be low. But I think you can't go to any player on that pitch lower than a 7. So we'll start with Raya at 7. I'll tell you what, 7.5 or 7.5 for that save. For that save.
Yeah, I was going to go 8 for that save because if you look at the replay,
exactly.
That was a really good save. It was fingertips to get that on the bar. You know, he does it again. He does it again. So I think an 8 for that save because there's Ali McQuest reckoned that Chris Wood purposely pushed his body because I don't think the pass was meant for him, but he's angled his body so that it went towards goal. Looking at it, if he did mean that, then very clever striker play. But my God, did Raya get back and shuffle his feet quickly?
I don't ever want us to concede because I love a clean sheet. I didn't want us to lose or it be leaning to a draw. But Raya there cost me some FPL points. But what a great save! For that, it's an absolute worldie. So yeah, it's what he does, Tone, and that's the difference. That's the difference what that keeper like that gives you. 42 clean sheets now and 100 appearances for Arsenal. The numbers speak for themselves, mate.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think moving swiftly on at left back, Calafiori. I'd go with a 7.
I think he's just a solid player. I think that was I don't know if can you please obviously that bit I missed, Tone. Did he do some persistent fouling at all on that? I
Not really. No, I
Because
don't think
it seemed like a soft yellow to me. Sorry, dude. That's what it was. And I'm like, have I missed anything? Yeah,
it was a soft yellow. You know, I think he's normally quite clumsy in a tackle. I find at left back on occasions. But I must say he kept his ground. You know, Jimenez worked really well down that left hand side. So yeah, I think a solid 7. Didn't do a lot wrong for me. But yeah,
agreed, yeah.
Gabriel,
7.5 for me. Never puts a foot wrong. I think obviously I'm going to go with a higher rating for Mosquera, which I'm going to let you do anyway. But I think unless obviously he's just solid. I love the geezer, you know, and it's like it epitomises him in that last play where he's there and he's like coming in. And he backs off a little bit. He's not giving him, you know, you're going to shoot, and he just angles his body, and he's like, "Go on in."
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast.
I love him, Tony. Whether 7.5 is, please, if you know, obviously in the comments, but if you want to change it, but I think it's just typical Gabriel. You know, it's what you know. He gets a goal, he gets an assist. You're like 10 out of 10, but he's 7.5, 8. I think 7.5. You know, just solid, mate. You know, they didn't offer anything going forward because you got him in the back. You know, he doesn't want to concede a goal. So, yeah, he's fantastic, mate. It's great to have options at that back here, mate.
Mosquera, I'm probably going to go with a 9. I think because he was that good today.
We'll upgrade Gabriel to an 8 then. Sorry, Tone. But no, he was fantastic. Yeah,
I think I think he made one mistake which nearly led to a goal, but the recovery was brilliant. I thought it was. If Zubimendi didn't score that volley today, he's easily man of the match today, Mosquera. So Mosquera gets a 9 for me, just because he's had to step in. He's got to fill big shoes in Saliba, and his confidence on the ball was really good.
Yeah, 100%, mate. He's such a steel tone at that price. It really is ridiculous price to pay, mate, isn't it?
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think on right back, Timber.
No arguments from me. Tone.
Yeah. I think Timber. I'll give him an 8. I think
just about to say that. Yeah, definitely. He's again, as I say, you know, so when you're trying to work stuff out in terms of rating, guys, you'll have to bear with me and Tone. But you know, in terms of what it's all about, you discuss ratings because that's what we're doing. I think if you put Gabriel as 8 and I think Timber as 8, I just think it's a solid. The back line was fantastic. But get Timber for me, Tone. Some of the play, you just think to yourself, this boy. Someone said online to not waffle too long. Someone said online that if he didn't get that ACL that season, we would have won the Premier League. And I have to say that as well. I would say 110% say that because he could cover anywhere across that back line and he would not look out of place. You know, I love him, you know, as you can tell, but he's a fantastic footballer, Tone. Upper body strength, defensive work, attacking work. He's got it all, the boy. Just, you know, rest him up with Benny White as well. And let's not discount Benny White, by the way. I love him as well. But I just think Timber's such an art player to leave out at the starting 11 time. He really is. Yeah,
no, definitely. I think on to the right wing, Madueke, I'd give him an 8. Solid 8. He was direct. He was all the stuff that you'd want from your winger. Just the end product for me. I think what stops him from
that end product could be 9, could turn your match rating into a 9 or a 10 time. He was so dangerous. It's that end game, isn't it? It's that end.
Yeah, the one thing that I did think that he did well was the crosses. His crossing was good today. His corners were good. When he did get to the byline and had the opportunity to cross it, he was doing the right crosses. He was in the right areas. So I'll give him an 8 for that. I think he was keep it up really. Let's just see if he can go to the next level.
That's the thing. That's the next one. I think he's
full of confidence.
Yeah,
he's full of confidence, which is a good thing.
Keep him in your starting 11. You've got to keep doing it.
Yeah, I think moving on to Zubimendi.
I think obviously in a man of match performance, I think we'll have to match it with Mosquera, and I think that's why it's so close. I say 9 again in terms of the fact is what technique, getting up and getting that header. He, you know, I suppose in a sense you have to kind of judge certain players and the strength of the opposition's midfield. I just love this geezer dude as well. As I said to you, he is that simple. He's a Spanish midfielder where it's not all about the aggression. He won't say be winning duels, but he intercepts, he passes, he knows what to do, he gets hold of the ball. he's got that. What it is with certain players in certain ways is to guard your area of playing. He'll get his body in front of the ball, and he's one of those annoying players if you're playing at a 5-a-side or 11 a game where you can't get the ball off him because he's putting his body in the way of you. He might not be the strongest lad, but I think that's his strength. Play to that, and he'll be fine. And today, I think obviously him and Moreno again were dovetailing a little bit less so than Rice because Rice he's got the engine up and down. Moreno was. He had to have that energy, I see as well, the energy thing to keep him going. He worked his socks off because it's a tough gig to do that. But Declan Rice is one who's got the engine. That's why I think that works. But today, mate, great technique, great goal. 9. It's got to be a 9 with Mosquera because he
and the header as well.
Fantastic.
The header as well was good.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant, mate, brilliant.
Yeah, I think moving on to Marino.
Yeah, I'd say 7.5.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think obviously he put him on for a reason, Tone, and that's again he's been in good form for Spain, and we can't forget as much as we say in the last action. Again, I will maintain that he's a great finisher. He's a great header of the ball. He is a strong lad. It's getting him finding that confidence. There's moments in the middle of the park where he had the ball, he flicked it round a player. For me, I find that what Moreno does. And he'd done it in an action as well in the last sort of like 15, 20 minutes is where he'd done so much work in that middle of the pitch. And it's that final bit. Do you know what I mean? I think it kind of went out and said, you should have played it there. Again, it's easy for us watching on the pitch. It could be a bit hard, to that final action. But I think it was a better performance today. Again, it's against the top sides. This is where you have to have your Declan Rices. And this is where we need something from him if he's going to play. But I think that what Mikel's going to do with that is you're going to see that a lot between him playing with another midfielder like a Norgard or a Declan Rice and having the further advance. He's going to play that left 8 anyway, but he will be, like you pointed to, that support striker for Gyökeres, especially when Havertz ain't fit. I think obviously you've got so different options and different style of play. And, Havertz is another one that's going to be an interesting one for me in how he's going to play him. I think, and it's a personal belief, and you don't have to agree and you can disagree and anyone can, but I think he could be a great in that support striker role with Gyökeres, how you get him in that team if needed, and especially if you're looking for a goal. But to stop the waffle, 7.5, I thought he done well. He looked good to me on the ball, Tone. It's just, again, to cut the final actions. But, I can see why he played. He needed to rest Rice as well, mate. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was nice and tidy. Yeah, I think he done well. But yeah, obviously Rice is obviously the person to play in that role. But I think it was good cover.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the left-hand side, Eze, I'll go with an 8. I think just for the assist, I think the touch,
Yeah.
and there was moments where his trickery was really good. Almost like I don't know if you thought about this, but almost like when Martinelli first started playing for us, he had that sort of trickery.
Yeah, he had
where
that.
He'd drop the shoulder and he'd be gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eze was good today. There was some good little flicks. It was tidy. There was a moment where I think the ball got laid into him, but it sort of bounced off of him. Whereas I think he would have had a shot and he probably would have hit the target.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he done well today. Good debut at home.
Fantastic assist. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of him, I think. So yeah, I think an 8 would be a fair just for the assist. Not a bad day at the office for him. First, I think he would love the goal, obviously, but an assist isn't bad for your striker.
Yeah.
I think moving on to Gyökeres.
Yeah.
I'd go with an 8 for him as well. I think that there was moments in the game where not a lot was happening. Yeah. So there was moments that we didn't want in terms of him dropping into midfield. I don't think we need him in dropping into that midfield role because there was moments where he played a really good pass. Yeah. But because he was the one that played the really good pass, there was no one to get on the end of it when he got into the box. So, but yeah, I think I'm solid 8 for him. Got his goal. That's all we want for him. Right?
That's all we want. He's a gunman.
89 minutes, but if he's going to score a 90-minute goal, right, then when that's the game, then we'll take it. I'm sure every Arsenal supporter would feel the same. So
totally agree, Sam. Yeah.
I think onto do you agree with the Gyökeres scoring?
Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, and I don't want to waffle again too long, because people can. There's fans, a lot of Arsenal fans about Eddie Nketiah. The difference between I think with Eddie Nketiah and Gyökeres is Gyökeres has that these will score more goals. It's bang, it's instinct, it's put the ball there. Eze knew. How many times has Eze played with Gyökeres? That's the difference in player you've got with Eze at first, and secondly, Gyökeres. You know, the moment when a Saka or a Madueke gets on point with him, whoever's playing in at number 10 gets on point with him, Tone, he's going to score more and more. You don't need a player up front who's going to be flicks, tricks, doing whatever. You know, we had a Van Persie. I don't want to mention players like that, but players who, you know, he had the tricks, didn't he? And he had the good thing. This guy is just get me the ball in the box. I'll put it in the onion bag. That's what he is. That is all he is. Don't expect him to be dropping 9 and 10s in terms of his play. He will drop 9 and 10s because he'll be banging goals in. That's all you want him for. This team doesn't need a technical striker to do that. We knew what we were missing, a number 9 to put the ball in the net zone. So I'm totally happy with it. You're thinking there's a few moments when I was watching first half going, you know, but I think myself, just let's remember in the back of our heads that this guy will frustrate the living crap out of you, but he'll be in the right moment at the right time, 8, 9 times out of 10, and he'll put the ball in the back of the net. So he could have had, if he'd stayed on Tone and he didn't want to rest him for Bilbao, which I think that's why he done it, he would have scored another one, I reckon, today in terms of some of the positioning. So, yeah, I totally agree with you. Sorry, mate. Off on a bit of a tangent, but I just wanted to make that point again. That's what we wanted, and we're getting that. He is that gunman. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Put the ball in the net, mate.
Oh, yeah. I think the subs. Yeah. So I think that's obviously Martin Odegaard.
Went off
the shoulder. When he first done that, I thought, oh no, he's obviously he was in a bit of pain, so he had to come off. Hopefully, a speedy recovery. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not available for Tuesday's game. I think the turnaround's going to be too quick for that, unless he has he decides he wants an injection or something to cover the pain. But I mean, with the squad we've got, it probably doesn't. Could we? What my question would be is, could we do without him for Tuesday if it means he's going to play on Sunday?
100%, Tone. You definitely. I'd like to also see Wanyeri given a bit of a chance there, Tone. I think just to give the boy a bit of confidence. Do you know what I mean? It's unfortunate we don't want Martin Odegaard. We want him on the pitch, but I think you should keep the team. If Saliba's fit, you could potentially, but I would keep Saliba for City, and I think keep Mascara in and keep that team. Maybe if you put Declan Rice in there and Wanyeri, dude. But I wouldn't rush him back. I think obviously I think he'll miss it anyway, Tone. By the looks of it, he wasn't happy. You could tell that he just knew something again. Yeah. And he said it's second home game, same exact scenario.
Yeah.
Right out there. Just the boy needs luck as well. He's like Martinelli in a sense. He's more so he's going to play more than Martinelli because Mikel's is his captain. But he's like he needs a run of form, and he just can't get that gains in to get it, and it's frustrating for him. But I feel sorry for him, Tone. We should move on as well, obviously, instead of waffling. What did you make of Wanyeri coming on?
I think a 7. I think a 7. I think there's still moments with him where he's driving forward and not making the right decisions. I think there's a few occasions where he could have just drove just past the ball. And he didn't. I think there's a moment where it's like lay out to the right, and he didn't do it early enough, and he just drove himself into a bit of trouble. And then we ended up going back to the keeper, I think, with that passage of play. So, I think obviously he's trying to prove himself, and he's trying to earn the right to play regularly. So you can't really knock him for trying to do that. But yeah, I think that's an 8. 7. Then I give him a 7.
It's a confidence. It's a confidence thing, Tone. Let the boy kind of express himself as much as you can. A game against Nottingham Forest. I mean, obviously against Man City, it'd be tougher for the lad. But yeah, it is that he's still got a lot to work on. But he's got a bright future. If he carries on that in the way he's going, he just needs a bit more confidence in that final action, definitely.
Yeah. Declan Rice? What's your thoughts on Declan Rice?
Yeah, I just think again, a solid another 7. Again, you know what it is with Declan, he just eats up the ground. He's you know what I mean. It's for certain balls through the midfield, and he picks it up, and you're just like, he's got so much. He's just, you know, and again, you know, I mean, I would have played him, and he was in my choice of it. But I agree with the manager in terms of if you look at it in the long run, people might have not have done it at the start of the match, but he has to be, like we've said, wrapped up in cotton wool with the likes of a Saliba, a Saka, you know, Gabriel as well. I do believe within Capier will be rested as well, and I think he does need to as well. It does need to happen, Tone, to rest him. A lot of players do need that, but yeah, he's just one of them. He comes on. He's a different level of player, and he's well worth the money, isn't he? So yeah, I think a solid 7, Tone. He's you know he obviously didn't do a lot of stuff because there weren't a lot of time, but it's just to, you know, to see the match out and whatever. To have that depth on the bench to bring a Declan Rice off is ridiculous, you know.
Yeah,
so,
that was good today. With
look at that, mate.
Yeah. Trossard.
He's other than I say that he drops it down, but I think that assist was a beautiful assist. I don't be too overly thinking, but I'd say because there's players had better. I think Madueke obviously had a longer run, so I'm going to do 7.5 because of the time he was on. That assist was absolutely fantastic, Tone. I think he should have pulled the trigger, so maybe that's dropped him down by you know, to not get quite 8. But I thought that's a lovely kind of you know, thing, and I was chuffed for him really because I think it's people look at him, you know.
I to interrupt you for the Zubimendi goal.
Yeah,
the Zubimendi goal. I was quite impressed with Declan Rice. I don't know if you see it. The free kick was laid to him to have a shot, right?
Yes,
but it was laid to him too fast.
Yes,
I think
pre-assist.
Very smart. Well, I'm not going to smash this because I know it's going to go into row Z, right? Because it's not quite ready for me to. It's not set enough for me to hit.
It wasn't set right.
Stopped it, laid it off to the left, and Trossard whipped it back in. That's where we got our goal from. On another day, yeah. On another day, Declan Rice smashes that. Sky High. So I was quite impressed with that bit of intelligence from Declan Rice. That was brilliant. 100%.
So that's what. Noticed that. Yeah, well pointed out. We'll get out to 7.5, guys. So we keep changing certain things, but you're right. That's obviously that pre-assist, that fault pattern to go. No, I'm not going to sky this because it wasn't the way. It didn't hit. So he's like, here you go. And yeah, I love that ball from Trossard, mate. He as I said earlier in the video, that's what I think. He's got them moments in him still, and that's clutch. Like as people say, he's a clutch player, and he is. And that's invaluable to a squad like ours, where if it's not, you know, pulls you out of it, eases the game out, and you see it out. But this is a kind of guy that I still think he can do something, but more so from the bench, because he'll feel like he's got something to prove. And yeah, that's a good assist, good pre-assist from Rice, good assist from him, mate.
MLS, how do you think he got on?
Yeah, I want to give him a 7.5 as well. You know why? Because simple, just a comfort in the box.
I'm gonna hugely disagree with you.
I would say a 7.
I'm gonna go 6.
A 6.
I'm going to go over 6 because he had a moment in the game where he got the ball to feet, and instead of doing a simple pass, he mucked around with it. They nicked the ball from him and was through on goal. And it took a Gabriel block to get the ball back, right? But when I was watching that, I was like, there was no need to do that. And he's obviously tried to drive through midfield. It's like he doesn't pick his moments. But I put it down to him being a youngster and he's still learning his trade. But I think it's 6 there because your comment.
I'll say 6.5. I'll say 6.5 because I think there's a moment in the box. Sorry, this is what it's all about. But I think if you do it 6.5, because there's a moment where he showed calmness in the box that I was picking out that for. But you're right. Again, it's you say when you're working, Tone, there's certain aspects of things, guys, where you're not sitting there watching full for the 90 minutes, you know, on your in the stadium or whatever. But I just thought he showed a few calm head. But you're right with that. Again, it's how the game, as I say, it's like with Raya with his passes. It's how the team's set up, and he's going to make them. He's an 18-year-old kiddie, you know, so. It's I think meet in the middle there, Tone. But I get what you're saying, 100%. I do get what you're saying. It's that put us in trouble when it didn't need to be. There's certain things you can iron out of his game, but again, he's going to learn. It's just you only learn by making mistakes. You don't learn by being absolutely perfect all the time. You need to make mistakes in a football pitch to actually learn your role, learn how to play, learn certain aspects of it. So I think it's one of them where getting a training pitch and go, yeah, this is, let's not do that. But yeah, I'm with you. I know what you're saying, but I think overly harsh for a 6.5 for a few moments where he showed what he can do. So.
Yeah, I just thought I think he's a little bit overconfident in some.
It can be that, yeah. I agree with that, Tom. I agree with that.
And if he does that in a big game, my worry is if he does it in a big game, and
yeah,
we're going to get punished. No,
100%. It was an easier moment to come on. I'm with you. I get you, mate.
Do you want to close us out, Martinelli?
5.5.
5.5.
Yeah. You know what? Keep it at 6. No, sorry, guys. Keep it at 6 because again, let's not be overly harsh.
I think the manager done him an injustice putting him on the right. He's not a right winger.
Yeah, he should have. I thought he should have come on as centre forward zone. In terms of Moreno and give him a go, but he put him out on the right.
Yeah, if he's going to deploy, I understand why he put him on the right because Saka's not there, right? And Madueke was an international duty, and it was the only. Yeah. But I would have probably thrown Max Dowman on for 10 minutes on that side.
Yeah,
good shout, but I don't think. If you're not going to play him on the left, then play him through the middle. I know Marino's smashing goals for Spain, so that's not helping his cause. But it's hard.
Would you say 6? Would you agree with 6?
I'd say 6. I think standard.
Let's not be overly harsh. Well, let's not be overly harsh, but I still, as I said, it seems that there's something wrong with the boy. And I think I don't know if it's a mentality issue, a mentalist, whatever it is, Tone. But there is something. Even when Eze wasn't in the team and we didn't sign him. I mean, and obviously Madueke was signed. Get the bit between your teeth and go, that's my position. You're not coming to get it. He obviously started against Liverpool. And as we said, he started against Liverpool because of his defensive work, in our opinion. And he's hardworking. And he is a hardworking boy when he gets on the pitch. But you're like, go in there and do something. And, you've got to come on. Look at what Trossard, as I say. There's a difference between two players there. Trossard got hold of the ball, could have even had a goal himself. Comes on a golden assist, you go 8.5 for Trossard. What a sub appearance that was. While Martinelli, he lost the ball, and you're thinking again, he's not. I don't think right. Even as I say, wing. I just don't think wing's his position, and even on the right wing, it's not always going to be his position. He's attacking central areas and playing behind if you're playing up against a high line, he's going to be an absolute menace. But he in that as well, as much as we think that's his way, he does also get flagged offside a lot. So maybe that it's I don't know, Tony. It's so hard to say, but you wouldn't want anyone. You wouldn't want anyone on here more so. I'm losing patience with the boy. I want him to succeed, but I just don't think he's going to reach. As I said to you, he's going to reach that level. I can't see it. I can't see where you're going to get more out of him. And it's like moments like that where you've got, surely your pride should be hit, Tone. You would. Wouldn't your pride be hit? And as much as you play at your level you played at, Tone, but you would be. I've seen you on that pitch, and I know you would be. I know it's levels, it's Premier League, and it's Saturday, Sunday League football. But I know that you, being the person that you are, would go, I want to prove to my manager that I can play. You would. Where's his fight, Tone? Get your fight going, boy. That's all I want from him.
I think he's already told his agent he wants to go. I think
look at it as well. As much as what did you hear as well, which we didn't say in the preview much. Gabby Jesus, we were talking about him. Mikel said he won't be ready until December, January. So you might as well go if there's another team. Go. I don't know if we're going to get anything else in January, but I would say, look, if they're going to go, look at another deal and say, all right, boys, because get rid. I know they're Gabbies, but we've got one Gabby at the back, and he's happy. We're happy with Gabby at the back. So I think look at that one. That'd be the space. But I think you're right, Tone. 100%.
Yeah. Cool. I think we'll leave it there. Good day at the office.
Brilliant day.
Please like and subscribe. And we've got some we've got a busy schedule coming our way. Thick and fast Champions League on Tuesday, and then again on Super Sunday in Man City. So we'll be back on Monday for a match preview, that first Champions League game. Looking forward to that. But yeah, I think let's enjoy our weekend. 3-0.
Raise a glass, boys. Enjoy yourselves and girls.
3 points on the board. On to the next one. Take care, guys.
Cheers. Take care, guys.